Hello, and welcome to my channel. This will be, I guess, the first time I do my... I guess it's not a last impression, but my impression of Bioshock on completing the game, at least. That's what this will be. And I beat it 2 days ago. I was gonna do this right away, but then I was like, no, my mind is blown too much right now, so I didn't, and now I am, after some reflection. Anyways, I'm gonna segment this into things I liked, and things I thought could be better or didn't like, and then things that I liked, because criticism's easier to do that way. But anyways, Bioshock Infinite, things I liked, or didn't like. Wow, I'm good at this. Anyways, didn't like. Okay, I didn't notice this until someone posted on Twitter about it, but DeWitt does not cast a shadow. He doesn't, and it really annoyed me once I noticed it, because everyone else casts a shadow, and it's like a dynamic shadow that moves with them. So, like, the whole time they're like, hey, look, I have a shadow, and you're standing next to them in front of the light, and you're like, I guess I'm invisible. So that was really breaking immersively for me, once I noticed it at least. I mean, it's not always apparent, because you're not always looking at shadows, but at least I don't understand why he didn't. It's a small complaint, though. Second thing I didn't really like. I did not feel the need to ever try new guns or the new vigors. None of them really seemed that compelling. I used the crows and the shock for things that were immune to crows, and then I used the machine gun and the carbine. I used the hand cannon for like half of the end fight because I had just spent all my money upgrading it because I had far too much, but like it wasn't as good as like the carbine or the machine gun would have been in those situations either, even though it's a one-shot kill. But so I feel like they could have done more with those things. The weapons didn't seem all that interesting. At the end, punching people wasn't worth it at all because it took like 12 hits to kill them. Although I didn't have any of the punching people clothes on, so that might be why. Yeah, like I just really didn't feel like any of the guns past the first like 3 you get were interesting. Like the volley gun kind of sucked. The RPG wasn't good because the missile moved too slow, I felt. The repeater was just a machine gun, so I picked that up when I was fighting the Vox, so I had some ammo, but it was pretty much the same thing. And then the vigors, like bucking Bronco, I never like. I don't know, if I can make people get eaten by birds, why would I bother lifting them up? Like, they're not attacking me either way, but one does damage, so. And then, what were the other ones even? I don't know. There was the octopus one, which I used when I got it, because it replaced one mid-combat, because I like picking stuff up while I'm fighting, apparently. But that wasn't that interesting either. It just pushed guys away or pulled them towards you. But like I said, I don't want to punch people because they don't die that fast. And pushing them away doesn't make sense if I can just shoot them, because like I'm gonna shoot you. Why wouldn't, like, it doesn't matter, you're gonna die. Maybe they have more use in higher difficulty levels. I don't know. More situational and stuff. What were the other ones? The fire one, I used that for a little bit, but I don't know. Like, it's just guys on fire. And you have to kind of... Maybe I'm bad at skill shots. Maybe that's why I didn't like the fire one. Because I didn't hit people with it as much as I'd want. Whereas, like, the birds, you just release it and bam, everybody you see is getting eaten by birds. So, I don't know. Although, I will say, the ability to set traps with all of them, I enjoyed that a lot. I didn't use it too much because I didn't feel like there was a time where like I could set a trap and then like lead people into it. So, like, I only threw it down when I was running away from a handyman, so we would run into something, some electric stuff or whatever. But other than that, like I said, once I got the machine gun and carbine and had reasonable amounts of ammo for both, I didn't use any of the other guns at all, except for the repeater, because I ran out of machine gun ammo and nobody had machine guns. And, yeah. And that's a bigger issue. That's like a bigger issue than the Shadow, obviously. But it's not like the biggest of issues, kind of, because like I really enjoyed using the machine gun and carbine. That might just be my personal preference. So I don't know. And then the last thing I didn't like so much about it was I felt like I was missing a lot of the game. I'm not sure exactly how many of the what are voxophones, I think they're called in this one. I don't know how many of those I got, but I know it wasn't much more than half. I think I got like 50 out of 80. And like, I feel like I looked around a lot. I missed a bunch of the upgrade potions too, though, because I'm assuming there's enough to max everything out, and I only had 2 of them, or 1 3/4 done. So I missed like a third of those too. So I don't know if I'm just bad at finding things, or stuff just isn't very intuitive to find in the game. Although I guess maybe that makes it so you would want to play another playthrough. And from what the internet tells me, there's a really hard mode, and that would be fun, I guess. I don't know. I didn't die. Oh, no, I did die once, because I just ran at some machine gun guys, and yeah, it's my fault though. The final thing that I didn't like, and this is weird because I liked it and I didn't like it. I like how Elizabeth throws you things, but it just, when she throws you money, you're out of combat, and sometimes it happens at weird times. At least I thought it did. Like what happened? She was mad at me because I murdered someone, I think. And then she's like, oh, hey, I have some money. Like, 2 seconds after being like, I'll be with you, Mr. DeWitt, but only because I have to. Here, take my money. Like, it just seemed really weird, and I don't know, like, how it's set up to, like, for her to give you money, if it's timed, or an event, or if you pass something. But I felt like it wasn't always appropriate when it happened. I mean, it wasn't like bad. I enjoyed Elizabeth as a character and how she played roles in combat, and that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that, and I thought she was an amazing character. So it's kind of weird to say I don't like that, because I also really liked it. Like in combat, she's like, here, I found a gun, take some ammo, and like, sweet, I needed some ammo, and then what I noticed is it reloads for you when that happens too, which is just awesome. But so those mostly the things I didn't like. I feel like some of them might have just been me and how I play games didn't mesh entirely with how the game was made or something. Like I really don't like searching for things if I have like almost no reason to go there other than to search for things. It's kind of why I don't play games like Skyrim that much, because like it's all about just running around and finding stuff, and I don't really like randomly running around and finding stuff. That sounds kind of like my actual life, and I can do that already, except I actually get real things. I don't have a adorable girl following me around throwing money at me, but we can work on that. Okay, things I liked. Everything else, pretty much. First, the flow of the game. And this kind of counteracts me missing things, because I felt the flow would, like, the game is paced really well. So at times, you're, like, just walking around, looking at stuff, searching for things, and that's cool. And then other times, you're like, oh my god, the gunmaker, we gotta save him. And I'm like, sweet, jump in the tear. And then I'm like, but I didn't go back and find the cipher for the book I found. but now I can't get back. But I did it because the pacing was really good, and I felt like it was urgent to do that. So, like, that might just be, like, the design of the game. Like, it's really well done, and I always felt, like, involved in what was going on. So, like, if I felt like, oh, the rebellion's failing, I need this blimp, or whatever, I think it was a blimp you were getting. Zeppelin, whatever. But, like, at the same time, this is probably just me. I always forgot to go back and get stuff that I knew where it was. I just, like, because you get the book, then you go out and people attack you, and then it's like, oh no, we gotta go in this tear now, because the quest sends you to the guy, and then I figure, like, it's nowhere to go in his place, so I'll just run back out across the street. Except there is somewhere to go in his place now. And I'm like, yeah! So that was really good. So the flow was really good. The art and level design, like I said in my first impression, how I felt going in, I really liked Bioshock for the atmosphere, and this one just did it, if not as well, it did it better. Like, it definitely didn't do it worse, that's for sure. And it was really, really immersive in that aspect. Like, it's, I don't know. I felt disturbed running around in this world where, like, racism is just so prevalent, and it's just like, and like labor rights aren't even heard of, and it's just like, this is like the world it felt encapsulating. Like, even the characters you see just walking around fit into it. It's like, those are the kind of people I would assume would just live in this world and not think twice about it. And then the Vox Populi, I don't think you actually talk to any of them other than Fitzgerald, and she goes crazy like Atlas. Which leads into my next thing I really like, the tie-in and end. It is the same story, and it is the same girl you're saving, except there's only one instead of a bunch, and it is, you are Jack, and Fitzgerald is Atlas, and I can't say his name. He is Ryan, except he doesn't say "would you kindly," which I was happy for, because I'd be mad. Like I said, if this is just Rapture in the Sky, I'll be mad. Which isn't true, because it is Rapture in the Sky, and I'm not mad. What I would have been mad about is if they were like, "Would you kindly go to kill yourself?" and then Tenenbaum say, well, it would be Lutice would save me in this one, because they're the Tenenbaums. What I didn't realize is the Lutices are the same person from different universes, and it took me a while to realize that, because I thought they were twins, and then, no, it's the same person, just in one universe it was a guy, and one universe it was a girl, because, you know, you have all the options, and they found each other, and that's why they disappear and reappear, and that's how you run around and be DeWitt, and at the same time, you're the Prophet. So I thought that was really cool. Like, the whole multiverse idea, a little paradoxical, as any multiverse theory we'll get into. And multiverses don't really make too much sense if you actually think about it, because it's just metaphysics and stuff. I don't really want to talk about that. We're talking about the game. But anyways, I thought they did it really well, and Elizabeth, or the big sister, I guess. If Bioshock 2 never happened, I could call her big sister, but I can't, because there is a big sister. Fucking Bioshock 2. Let's pretend that game never happened. So Elizabeth, the big sister, and Songbird, the big daddy. Big Bird? If she's the big sister, is he the big bird? Anyways, she's like the god character, and she sees angels. Well, she doesn't see angels, she's the god character. So, as opposed to how little sisters see angels for Eve, she sees everything, because she's God, because they grew up. Oh, that's so cool! That connection, like that, the ending to this game could have been a piece of shit. If that ending just, like, happened, I probably wouldn't care. the best part is the last like 15, and maybe not 15 minutes, but it's the end. It's not even a fight. You fight off all the Vox with Songbird, and then bam, you're in Rapture, and you can use the bathyspheres on lockdown, which means you are Andrew Ryan, because he's the only one that can do that. That's how you find out you're a clone in the first one, if people don't remember. Because as Jack, you can use them when nobody else except Andrew Ryan's supposed to be using them in the when Rapture's on lockdown. But you can, that's how you get around, and that's how Atlas gets you to do stuff, and then that's how you find out you're a clone for the son of. But so yeah, you find out you're a clone. In this one, you find out you're not a clone, but you're from a different universe. And it's kind of the same, because you are the bad guy, you're the good guy, you're all the guys. And it's awesome. So pretty much, I left this game thinking this is how stories should be told in games. Like, they did a really good job. Like, the character design was amazing. I didn't feel like any of the characters acted in a way that was unbelievable for a character. I felt they were all needed. I felt like they all advanced the story in some way. And, like, never once was I like, this is a stupid story. Like, no, the whole time I was just like, everything seemed logical to do. And so I did it. I really like this game. Really, a lot. And my last impression is just pretty much that it is really good and people should play it. And I'm gonna replay it sometime here. I'm gonna give it some time so I can decompress a little bit still. Because it's still just like, thinking about that stuff is just like, what? But I like it. It'll be fun. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.
I know why you've come, false shepherd. I see every sin that blackens your soul. Wounded knee, the Pinkertons, the drinking, the gambling, and of course, Anna. And now, to repay a debt, you've come from my land. But not all debts can be repaid, Booker.
You don't know me, pal.
Prophecy is my business, Mr. DeWitt. As blood is yours. Do you know why these men will die for me? Because I have seen their future in the glory, and hence they are content. What brought you to Columbia, Booker? Bring us the girl and wipe away the debt? This will end in blood, DeWitt. Then again, it always does with you, doesn't it? It always ends in blood.